Seth Hatchell right to the back bumper of the 32. And this has been so hard to pass down here, but Emerson gonna clear Mayato. Not gonna go low. He's gonna try and fake the 48. Travato using the inside lane. Mayato now up half a groove. The second position looking for his first race win. Oh, hard contact. Mayato up in the air, up on the hood, on top of the Geico machine. All over his back bumper. And have to be very tactical with his moves. Oh, and hard under braking. Travato nearly locked it up there. St. Barrett, big slide out of turn number 1. Comes Chris Samar, Kevin Cornelius. They're going to make a charge in the third lane. Is it too little, too late? Are they going to have the run out of turn number 4? Mark Emerson down low. They're all going to wreck. Dennis Fairclough in the lead right now. Here comes Nick Gardner. Hello and welcome to the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series presented by Martin Sports. Tonight's race, the Sailor Tarot Magic 200 from Pocono Raceway here in the Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania. Looking forward to a very exciting race here tonight. From the tricky triangle, this 3-corner racetrack proves to be a challenge time and again for drivers of all skill levels, and tonight is going to be no different. These new next-gen machines taking to this 2.5-mile triangle-shaped racetrack, and we've got 200 miles ahead of us here tonight, and it is going to be a tough track to tame and get under control. We've seen a lot of drivers struggling here this evening in the practice session, and looking forward to seeing how they battle it up here tonight, side by side around this place. I want to welcome Pocono Raceway tuned into the race tonight. Thank you guys for joining in on the broadcast here, and hope you enjoy what you see, and I'd love to make a trip to this place at some point in time. It's actually, I think, the second closest track to me, and I have not been here yet, but always have wanted to make the trip down there. So it's going to be fun to see how these next-gen cars race here tonight. Maybe that'll be a good option or a good example of how they're going to race this season. But let's take a look at the points coming into tonight's event. This is race 8 of 20 this season. Take a look at those standings. AJ Stravato with 3 wins so far this season at the top of the standings. But closing in is Zach Carr, last week's winner from North Wilkesboro. He captured his 2nd win of the season. Ryan Gemmel, who's been so consistent here this season, moves up to 3rd in the standings. Seth Hatchell, a 2-time winner, one less start than everybody in front of him there in the points, but still up in the top 5 in the standings, and in championship form, looking to go 3 championships in a row. There's a lot of drivers in the mix there as well, and you can see it gets very tight once we get down to the cut line. Jeremiah Vincent, the closest below the cut line by 10 points. It's tied just above between Reggie Ortega and Kenny Bishop. Alice Sullivan, Dennis Fairclough, Chris Samard, all really pretty close to that cut line, though, so going to have a good race here tonight and try and distance themselves, be more secure with just a few races left before the chase. We are headed to the qualifying session here tonight. Let's take a look at on the track first. Chris Samard going to be rolling off. Chris was one of the fastest early on in the practice session. That 37 V-speed machine. The other drivers on track right now. The Sailor Tarot Magic number 77, Kevin McGarvey, tonight's race sponsor on that race car. Learn more about them at the video description down below. Are a sponsor of the league and of tonight's race, along with Martin Sports, series sponsor. Osman rolling off the pit road here. Ben Bafford was fastest in the practice session. Any paint scheme on that number 23 right now. Maybe that'll change here in a few moments. If not, we'll try and cycle everything back up. He is on the racetrack now, working that top side here in turn number 3. Chris Simard making his way off of turn number 1. He'll work his way down the Long Pond straightaway towards the tunnel turn here. That corner right up against the outside wall. Pushing 175 miles an hour down into turn number 3. The 670 horsepower are going to make a big difference here. We will see dirty air come into effect, I'm sure. This track with a couple of pretty flat corners there in turns 2 and 3. Simard with the 5470. Going to go to the top of the charts for now as we wait for other times to roll in. Dallas Sullivan going to go to second. He'll get knocked off that position very quickly by Jeremy Stanley. Now Keith Mayato to the top of the charts, Simard's teammate in the number 36. He'll send it down into turn number 1 for lap number 2 here, trying to improve that lap time. But Reggie Ortega, he's been a driver to watch this season. Just above the cut line coming into this race tonight, but he has multiple runner-up finishes this season. I believe 3 first 7 races, but the races he's not finishing runner-up, he's had some bad luck. And looking to change things here and distance himself from that cut line. A win does not guarantee anything in this league this season. Then Baffert just puts his first lap time in. He'll go to second on the charts. Looks like Mayato going to top his lap time. Great lap there at 54.18. Wait for other drivers to roll in. Zach Carr on lap 2. Actually not going to attempt it. He made a mistake. Looks like off of turn 1. Catches the inside wall. 27. Time winner, last week's winner. Not going to get 2 laps in tonight. How about Seth Hatchell? He works on lap number 2 right now. The V-Speed number 8. Back-to-back champion here. Looking for 3 championships in a row. Work his way off of turn number 3 towards the straight, or the start-finish line, rather. Across the stripe there. 4:32. That'll be good enough for second behind his teammate, Keith Mayato. AJ Stravato, the 3-time race winner in the 33 machine. Getting up to speed here on the outlap. Cool to see these cars come through the tunnel turn. AJ a little bit wide there on that one, a little late in the braking zone. How about Angelo Rodas to second, 4 1/1000ths off of Keith Mayato. About as close as it is going to get. Driver to watch for each and every week. That's this number 33 machine. AJ Stravato trying to get win number 4, and statement that would be as the points cushion to second place in the standings has closed up a little bit here these last couple races. They're trying to reverse that trend and get a good starting spot here tonight. It's very important to an important step in doing that. Look at the weather, 102-degree track temp, so it's going to be a little bit slick out here, and tires feel the effects of that heat. 6-degree air temp. Well, so that's nice and cool, but track temp definitely really high here tonight. Jay working across the stripe for lap number 1, 54.80. He'll look to improve that on lap number 2, and while he does that, we are going to cut away to a quick commercial break. Be right back.
Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
Shot at it, I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn one. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
Back at the racetrack now, qualifying wrapping up. It's going to be Keith Mayato on the pole. That is a very big milestone moment right there. Mayato going to take the most poles record over at that moment in time. For the league here, he goes to the top of that record. Also right up there in terms of all-time wins. Right up there in the mix as well, as we are going to go through tonight's starting lineup from Pocono Raceway for the Sailor Tarot Magic 200. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight, and hope you do enjoy tonight's race. Starting from the front row tonight, it is going to be Keith Mayato, the number 36 V-Speed machine. Starting from that top spot, Angelo Ronas going to be rolling off from the second position. Angelo seeking his first career win in the series and the league. AJ Stravato rolling off from the third position. Seth Hatchell going to be starting from the fourth position. Eric Hutton starting in fifth. Ben Bafford going to be rolling off from sixth. Seventh tonight, it'll be Reggie Ortega. Dallas Sullivan starting from the eighth position. Rolling off ninth, it'll be Ryan Gimmel. And Cosman's going to be rounding out the top 10. 11th, it's James Loveland. 12th, Alan Dice. 13th, Zach Carr. 14th, Chris Samard. 15th, Jeremy Stanley. 16th, Kevin McGarvey. 17th, Eric Lambert. 18th, Dennis Faircloth. 19th is Cody Adkins. And rounding out the top 20, Dennis Steele. 21st, TJ Brendel. 22nd, Jeremiah Vincent. 23rd, Lyle Sulfridge. 24th, Timmy Emanuele. 25th, Kenny Bishop. 26th, Kevin Cornelius. 27th, Kyle McGarvey. 28th, Zach Smith. Rounding out the field tonight, 29 drivers here from Pocono Raceway. It's going to be Jordan Brockel starting in that final. Really cool shot here of this field. Look at the colors in these race cars tonight. Everybody bringing out their Tuesday best, I guess they would say. Case. We want to thank you so much for joining us here. If this is your first time watching, this is the Below the Double Yellow Cup series. As Ben Bafford maybe he wants to stop in the pit box there for a moment, talk to his crew. Keith might will get him rolling here off of pit lane. About to get going here for tonight's race. Of course, cheer on your favorite driver. Let us know you're out there, who you're rooting for here tonight from Pocono Raceway. A lot of great drivers in this series, and I know we got fans out there tonight from Simulators Anonymous. A few of their drivers in the field this evening. Looking for continued success from Dennis Faircloth, who is actually not in tonight's race. So, like they'll have to pick up torch from him. Eric Lambert, I know, having a very strong season. I believe a few spots outside the cut line right now, and he's going to have some work to do here this race. We're about to get going here. The tricky triangle, 2.5 miles around this triangle-shaped racetrack. 200 miles tonight in the Sailor Tarot Magic 200. We're off and away. Green flag in the air. Working up off of turn number 1. Zach Carr with the early advantage as the field scattering a little bit farther back. Hatchell going to be pushing. Oh, that's actually Angelo Ronis, not Zach Carr. Their machines look very similar. I believe Zach may have painted the 22 machine as, Hatchell a little bit tight off the corner there. Not going to hurt him, though. It's going to hurt Mayato instead. And Angelo Ronis to the point here tonight. Multiple car lengths in hand. The 8 machine of Seth Hatchell going to try and chase him down. Here comes Mayato working back to the inside of Eric Hutton. Reggie Ortega going to try and figure out where he wants to go. He'll go with his teammate up on the top side. No room for Mayato to slot in. He'll continue to fall back here on the front straightaway. Ortega to make the move down there for third as Hatchell to the lead now in turn number 1. Got a great run down the front straightaway. That long front stretch, so important to get out of turn 3 as well as you can. And here we go, battle down into the tunnel turn. Angelo Ronis is there, but not going to make the move this time. Hatchell dives it in. Ronis misses the corner just a bit. That allows Eric Hutton to look to the inside here. Side by side, they'll race down towards turn number 3, right in front of Keith Mayato. Try and use that third groove and carry a run up out of the corner. As Angelo Ronis almost catches the wall there. A little slide from him on the exit of the corner. And they are checked up, stacked up, and spread out back here. Just outside the top 5. Ryan Gemmel trying to fight his way forward. Zach Carr side by side with him. He'll take the 7th position away. Oh, and he's got a big wiggle right there. Saves it, though, out of turn 1. Saw him struggle with that in practice and qualifying. Able to save it this time, though, and he'll lose a couple positions. There goes Jeremy Stanley now down to the inside. Look at the battle for second up in front. Angelo Ronis, Seth Hatchell as Eric Hutton is taking the lead away, and Reggie Ortega slow out of the tunnel turn. Big battling going on here as he races side by side. James Loveland almost washes up into him. And hard out of turn number 3. Ortega, look at the run here. He's going to give a big shove to the number 6 machine. At the front, Eric Hutton has taken the top spot away. Angelo Ronas now back to second. Keith Mayato to third. Hatchell's been taken out of the mix back to fourth. And then Cosman up to fifth. Look at that big wiggle again. Zach Carr still struggling out of that corner. They're fighting hard back here. Reggie going to try and make up for the mistake through the tunnel turn last time around. This time he'll be pinned down underneath Ryan Gemmel. And Gemmel already left front damage on that car. Not going to help him here tonight on this aero-dependent racetrack. Eric Hutton looking out the rearview mirror. Those are the top five right there under a blanket. Rodas again, a little bit wide off turn 3. That's where he's been struggling. Hutton broke the draft down the straightaway there, but the gap just 1.5 now, 2 car lengths into turn number 1. Hutton showing so much speed in these next-gen machines as he almost catches the wall. Again, he'll try and break the draft, but Ronas going to stay up to the top side. He'll get a shove from Mayato. Not able to close up that gap right there. Got Cosman, though, up here in the top 5 after starting in the 10th position. Biggest mover so far. Stanley back here in the 6th position, trying to hold off Reggie Ortega, who's fighting back forward. Gemmel starting to feel the effects of the damage. He's got damage on both sides of that race car. He'll be open for a yellow flag here. No stage breaks in this series. As how about Reggie Ortega, Jeremy Stanley side by side into turn 1. Ortega takes that away. That car seems to have figured it out just a bit. It's still struggling though. You can see a little wiggle there off of turn number 1. But it's not going to be enough to slow him down. And also, AJ Stravato, who was set to start from 3rd, may have gotten an EOL from last race, I think. He actually started from the rear in tonight's event. Already up to 15th position. Waste management machine on the charge. Now it sets his sights on Dallas Sullivan. Up in front of them, it's going to be Alan Dice and Cody Adkins racing it up just outside the top 10. Nose to tail, you can see just how big a draft there is on these cars. Stravato sends it down to the inside of Dallas Sullivan. Dallas, a driver who's had kind of a breakout season, a couple of top 5s here in the first 7 races. He's been consistently challenging on strategy each and every week. Side by side for second now. Ronas to the top. Mayato down low, trying to take that position back after starting up there at the front of the field. Osmond going to take the position away from Seth Hatchell. He is on the move. Be careful not to burn that stuff up. He'll stay to the top side as the leaders weave down to the bottom. Each one trying to break the draft from the car behind. And, pretty effective right there. Nobody going to gain any time on anyone else. As the top 5 have driven away, though. Reggie Ortega moving by Jeremy Stanley to 6th. And then you can see the leaders start snaking down the short chute here. Reggie Ortega leading this group of race cars. Doing a great job back there after the mistake earlier in this race. Already 10% of the way there. And battle for the race lead. Mayato to the bottom. Sends it down into turn number 3. They'll be side by side on the straightaway. Maybe a little side draft action from Mayato to try and pull him back here. Is no help for Hutton, and it's going to put Mayato back to the point temporarily, but now help behind the 88 should shove him down in the corner. Oh, and he's going to get a little bit of a bobble there in the middle of the corner. Able to wheel that thing up out of the turn, though. You can see he was fighting it that whole time. Mayato now going to try and pull him back with the side draft here. Can't quite get to the quarter panel. Now pulls him back into the tunnel turn. They'll race it down in there. Really tight racing as Hutton holds him down. 2x2, and then Seth Hatchell right there, the top 5 racing hard. Nat Carr's been promoted to the 6th position as Reggie Ortega's now fallen back to 8th. And up the track goes Angelo Ronas, lost some ground right there. And here comes Cosman, he'll take 3rd away. Racing down the front straightaway, topping 185, nearly 190 miles an hour down into turn number 1. And 3 wide for the lead. Cosman sends it in deep. Little contact with Mayato. And what a battle up there, though, as Hutton maintains the top lane. They'll still be 3 wide now. Cosman tucks it in line behind Keith. Side by side still for the race lead. They've been doing this for a while now, and Hutton goes really wide in the tunnel turn, able to keep it off the wall and keep the momentum. This is some incredible battling right up here for the top spot. And meanwhile, outside the top 5, Zach Carr still hanging on to that 6th position. He is closing in last time around half a second quicker than the race leaders. Reggie Ortega coming with him. Jeremy Stanley takes 8th away from James Loveland. Then AJ Stravato right here up into the top 10. Side by side, Alan Dice. That is Ryan Gemmel, who is faded after the damage. Back here now, fighting for 13th. Just struggling so far in this one as Mayato and Hutton still side by side for the race lead. And then behind them, line of race cars trying to close in. I don't want to take my eyes off of this lead battle. This is some incredible stuff right here. Cosman all up in the mix as the top 2 still racing hard side by side, door to door. Be a big run here, I think, for the 48. Stay in line for the moment. That'll bring Angelo Ronas closer in, and Seth Hatchell. Now Cosman looks down low. It's 3 wide. Mayato nearly backed out of it there. Now he does. He'll try and wrangle that car up there on the top side. Little bobble, and look at Hutton. He was able to just drive away, but maybe a little touch of the wall right there. Here they come closing back in. On board here with Keith Mayato. Led 1 lap after starting up there on the pole. Not able to close in on Eric Hutton that time, and they have started to space out after battling so hard there for the first 12 laps. Single file up here. Oh, and Cosman catches the wall, trying to change lanes on the front stretch. Might have been looking through the mirror there, but did catch the outside wall. You can see the crumpled right front fender. Angelo Ronas putting the pressure on now. May hurt the straightaway speed of that 48. That car not able to close in anymore. The top 5 send it down into the tunnel turn. That car, Reggie Ortega, Jeremy Stanley have broken away. AJ Stravato up to 9th has taken that away from Cody Adkins. Chris Samards, who started 14th, starting to make his way forward. I think Chris might have something to say about this race, but not close enough right now. Not putting down the lap times that he was showing in the practice session. Driver is hungry for a win, that is for sure. Kind of groups of 3 right now. Kind of interesting how that's been sorted out as the top 5 have broken away, and then you got 3 by 3 by 3. Literally 3 groups of 3 that are pretty evenly spaced. That car taking 2/10 out of the race lead last time around. Still trying to chop into it, but loses the bit right there out of the tunnel turn. How about Eric Hutton, though? He's led 10 laps here after starting in the 5th position. He's got this place figured out. Raced against Eric here before, and I know he is definitely a big fan of this racetrack. Now he performs very well as Angelo Ronas goes to third there, takes it away from Cosman. Eric Hutton has led 10 laps, and then you've got Mayato with 1, Angelo Ronas with 1, and Seth Hatchell with 1. So actually now 11 for Eric Hutton. Look at that, single file now, a couple car lengths between them. That was a great fight for the front. Take a look to see what kind of tire sets they've got here tonight. 3 additional sets of tires for 80 laps, 200 miles. That is, they're gonna have to go quite a ways. They're not running full fuel here at Pocono this evening. Eric Hutton does not care at the moment about fuel or tires. He is out there. He is putting down great lap times, and nobody able to catch up to him for the moment. Is Mayato trying to keep him in his sights. Top 5 staying even. Zach Carr and this group staying nose to tail. Worry about overheating, I would think, at some point. Jeremy Stanley might fancy a move down here into turn number 3. We'll go on board with him. Close enough. Sounds like he is downshifting though, so we're going from 5th gear down to 4th gear. That sequential transmission. And he is going to give a huge push here to Reggie Ortega. Reggie's not going to make any kind of a challenge there on Zach Carr though. I think at this point everyone's pretty well settled in where they're running. The Samard, Adkins, and Stravato nose to tail there. Back to Alan Dice leading Dallas Sullivan. They've broken away from Ryan Gemmel, who is probably having a frustrating night so far with the damage on that race car. Started in 9th, back 5 positions. Jeremiah Vincent leading Eric Lambert, and Jeremiah up 7 spots. Eric up 1 position right now in the tracker machine. Simulators Anonymous. I know we've got some of those fans out there. So right now this is Eric Lambert in 16th position. About 10 seconds off the race leader here. Not too bad. Caution would definitely help him. Doing a good job out there keeping that car clean. Timmy Emanuele behind him, 17th. A group of about 4 race cars. Kevin McGarvey, Kyle McGarvey, and TJ Brendel. Right behind them, it's James Loveland, who may have had an issue. James started 11th. Wonder if he maybe lost the back end of that race car at some point. Don't any damage on the car, so I'm not sure what happened to him, if he maybe spun, but he has lost a lot of ground since the start of this thing. And right now, 21st out of 26 drivers that are on the track. Zach Smith, Gordon Brackel are out of it. Dennis Faircloth, it looks like he did join the session late, but he is on the lead lap, just 28 seconds back, so he must have started from pit lane. Just out here and up to speed. So we do have a new event ticker down there on the bottom of the racetrack. You can learn about the race sponsor. You can also learn about them through the description in the video tonight. Taylor Tarot Magic. Taylor Tarot Magic 200 from Pocono. And nearly a quarter of this thing all done, and we have a little bit of contact back there for the 4th position. Seth Hatchell, Cosman side by side. Go back and take a look at what happened. Yeah, a little contact. Big save there from Cosman. as he then chased Seth Hatchell down the track and down the back straightaway here. And Cosman with already quite a bit of right front damage must have caught the wall again. Quarter of the way through this thing, Eric Hutton out in front, not relinquishing that top spot. They're right here with him though, second and third, Mayato and Ronis. Not enough speed at the moment to get there. Look at that, 9,300 RPMs, 195 miles an hour down into turn one. Slow down right to 140. Downshift into fourth gear as well. Mayato's closed back in now. That gap just 2 car lengths, but Hutton able to pull that through the tunnel turn. Mayato going to try and gain back on the exit here. It's still a car length down into turn number 3. I wonder if these cars are maybe a little bit too tight to try and make some passes. Nobody's able to make anything happen, but Mayato really close right now. He's going to have a good draft. He's going to make the move now down to the inside into turn number 1. Will he be able to clear the 88? Send it down in there, and Hutton's not going to leave him a whole lot of room. Work up the racetrack. Inches him down on the exit there. Mayato alongside, now down Long Pond straightaway, or rather the backstretch here. Still nose to nose down into the tunnel turn. And Hutton's got to be so careful. If you overdo it in that second lane, we'll hit the wall on exit. But right now he's doing a fantastic job driving defensively but clean and giving these guys room to race. Battle trying to pull him in the center of turn number 3, just cannot get back to the gas soon enough. Angelo is going to tuck in behind the 36. He's going to get a huge run here as well. There he is. He closes right up as they're side drafting in front. We do have a lap machine pulling off pit road. That is Dennis Steele. Battle for the race lead as over the bumps goes Hutton. That might be enough to cost him the advantage out of turn number 1. Is Mayato still right alongside Hatchell and Cosman falling back just a little bit. And a big slide right there for Hutton, but man, he is wheeling that race car, able to clear Mayato out of the tunnel turn. Here comes Angelo Ronis. Third position, still not able to make any attempt at a pass, but Reggie Ortega back to 6th. He's only a few car lengths there behind Cosman. Jeremy Stanley, Zach Carr's falling back to 8th, so not been able to advance more than this at the moment. While these guys continue to fight it out for the top spot. Off of turn number 1, it is Hutton with the advantage again, able to clear the 36, and here comes Angelo Ronis. Not going to try anything. That 22 being very conservative right now, knowing the limits of the race car, maybe just waiting to get to green flag pit stops. Try and execute better during the pit cycle. 2 of the top 5 winningest drivers here in the series, or in the league. Hutton and Mayato fighting up here for the race win. And here comes Angelo Ronis, just as I predicted. He is going to bring it into pit road, so didn't want to get too crazy there before he brought it down. He'll bring it down on the pit lane. Other drivers who maybe want to commit here. Ben Bafford was on pit road. Had to serve a drive-through penalty, possibly. Maybe trouble for Eric Lambert. Yeah, he did catch the outside wall, the 19. The right front damage there. He's going to spot Tim Emanuele, and here goes James Loveland now trying and race him down the backstretch. Do what the leaders elect to do here. If they respond to Angelo Ronis, the lap times have only fallen off a few tenths, like 6 tenths or so. That much going to be gained by putting fresh tires on, but have that security. Could be a fuel strategy thing as well, but Angelo off of pit lane onto the stretch there already. Battle for the race lead, still a couple car lengths. They have caught Cosman here in the 4th position. That is Jeremy Stanley now leading that charge. He's going to work to the inside. Maybe make a move down here into the tunnel turn. Cosman really deep on the brakes there. Make it stick, though. Still side by side. It's just a matter of time, though. I think the damage too much on that 48. Reggie Ortega in the middle of all of that, too. Looks like he could be bringing it in, and he will be, along with Zach Carr. They're going to bring it in on lap 26. Watch for some other drivers to potentially respond to that as well next lap. Derek Hutton and Keith Mato have broken away. It's a big margin now, over 2 seconds back to Seth Hatchell, riding in that 3rd spot. No, Hutton's been feeling the pressure this whole time. Almost, maybe a little contact with the wall. That is going to slow up the 88. Here comes Mato now. Big opportunity down into turn 3, but Hutton just too strong up there in that 2nd group. He has been so good at holding these guys off here. Mato's just not going to be able to pull him. Reggie Ortega, Zach Carr, no issues getting on the pit road. They are back on the racetrack, but behind Angelo Ronas by about 3.5 seconds. Ryan Gemmel working on the pit road. Bit of damage on the on both sides of that race car. So he'll bring it to the attention of the V-Speed crew. The number 6 overshot the pit box there. That'll cost him couple more seconds. Peters bringing it through turns 3 and 4, so could be in danger of losing a lap here. Can pit and stay on the lead lap like Ronas and Zach Carr and Reggie Ortega have done. They're all on the lead lap, but Ryan Gemmel just pulling off the pit road. He is going to be right there at the tail end. Leader's actually already sending it down into the corner. He is going to lose the lap here, but fresh tires might be able to drive back onto the lead lap. Got Cosman and AJ Stravato on pit road. Start from the rear, working his way forward, doing a good job of that so far. Kevin McGarvey, Ben Bafford, Kenny Bishop also on the racetrack. That's going to be it for that lap of pit stops. Here comes Eric Hutton and Keith Mato. They're both bringing it in here. Lap 29, is Seth Hatchell going to stay out? He will stay out, so that'll push him to the race lead, but Hutton and Mayato on pit road now. No mistakes. Going to be the name of the game here. I think we've got a very green flag looking race tonight. Cody Adkins brings it in. Jeremy Stanley. Alan Dice also on pit road. Nicely into the box there for Mayato. This will be the battle for the race lead once they get back going. Unless Angelo Ronas has been able to leapfrog them. Tough to say right now. I mean, these guys so close on times. Here comes Angelo Ronas. Eric Hutton just exiting pit road there. And so Angelo Ronas will be able to leapfrog those two. His tire's nice and warmed up. He'll have a good bit of momentum down the backstretch, but Mayato might be able to tag along here with the draft. Seth Hatchell brings it in. Dallas Sullivan's going to stay on the racetrack. He'll lead a lap here. That bonus point so valuable, especially for him. He's just, I think, 10 points above the cut line, or 11 points. Timmy Emanuele going to stay on the racetrack as well in the 39. Jeremiah Vincent just bringing it in here. So everybody has brought it onto pit road. Yeah, everybody's brought it in, except for the top two, Dallas Sullivan and Timmy Emanuele, the last two yet to pit. Your net leader at the moment, it's going to be Angelo Ronas. You can see he leads Mayato and Eric Hutton. Natural trying to merge back up into traffic here. That is a dangerous spot. Try and make your way back on the racetrack, but he will slot in behind Zach Carr, so he loses a couple of positions by staying out to lead a lap. While Dallas Sullivan's going to bring it in. I would think Timmy, yep, here he comes, locking it up onto pit lane. How about this? No speeding penalties at all during this set of pit stops. See if the 39 receives one here. Angelo Ronas is under fire. He has got Keith Mayato right here on top of him. That 36 going to work to the inside. Now Angelo sitting duck as Hutton will push the 36 down into turn number 1, and Mayato and Hutton both clear the 22. Keith Mayato back to the race lead after starting on the pole, but here comes Hutton. All over the tail of that machine. Smoke here on the racetrack. Not sure that was through the tunnel turn. Oh, and penalties for Dallas Sullivan and Timmy Emanuele. They're both on pit road as Dallas now just rolling off. Oh, man, that is costly. They're going to be on the tail end of the lead lap. There goes Dennis Fairclough. Battle for the race lead. Keith Mayato still has it. Across the stripe, he'll have about a car length lead down into turn 1, but Hutton with a big head of steam down into the corner, right on his back bumper. We'll watch this battle along with a few words from our sponsors here and a quick side-by-side commercial break.
Watch your Element sign reading weekly on Sailor Tarot Magic's YouTube to answer all of your love and career questions. Call to schedule your personal reading at 732-314-0777.
Simulators Anonymous is an online gaming community. The heart of this community is playing simulator-style games, everything from driving, farming, flying, to the occasional survival game. We would love for you to join us. If you play these style of games, or if you're just looking for a great community, we strive to be a community you can be an active participant in by offering events like every third Saturday night is a late night trucking on Truckers MP. We have a very own Minecraft server and with other servers starting soon. Come join Simulators Anonymous today at www.simulatorsanonymous.com.
At the racetrack now, the battle for the race lead is still on as Eric Hutton putting the pressure on Keith Mayato. Has not been able to pass him just yet. he is right there on the bumpers. The top three have broken away by 4.4 seconds over Reggie Ortega. They're closing in on the halfway mark of this race. It has been clean and green, no cautions so far, as we do have a car spinning right in front of the race leaders. That is Dallas Sullivan, and that is going to bring it out just as I said it. First caution of the race. Let's go take a look at what just happened to Dallas. He's got a lot of nose damage. Lost it out of turn number 1. All on his own, just on the tail end of the lead lap after the speeding penalty. Dallas Sullivan by himself. You can see the leaders just there in the distance behind him through turn number 1. The apron a little bit, and that'll do it there. The car gets a little bit upset, and he tries chasing it. And big hit for the 46. It's all the way across the track down into the opening in the wall there. Oh, just overcorrected a bit too much. What brought out the yellow flag here? First one of the night, 37 laps in. You know Dallas is going to be kicking himself. He led a lap here tonight, and he really needs the points. One lap down, and as part of the caution, he's not going to be eligible for that lucky dog. He's going to have to get that damage fixed. Leaders have been out there about 7 laps or so on those tires. They'll be most likely bringing it in here. Remember, they only have 3 sets of tires. They just took one under green. Get a complete green flag pit cycle. Only the second or third time we've had that this season. This race is so different from the other races that we have run here. In the past, we've had some trouble with cautions, and right now we went just about half the race without getting a yellow flag. So very impressive from the guys here. Gonna work their way down pit road. My auto gonna lead them. Along pit road here. Jeremiah Vincent's going to stay on the racetrack. He's only been out there 7 laps. TJ Brendel as well. They are both going to remain on the racetrack, probably looking for some points as they head into their pit boxes here. Takes out of any of the drivers up here at the front. Alan Dice has to back up just a little bit right there. If there are any tire calls. Cody Adkins, a 2-tire pit stop. Only, actually. Seconds for Cody Adkins. Alan Dice actually 2 tires or fuel only as well, the number 5 machine. He'll move his way up into the top 10, but how about Cody Adkins? He'll restart from the 4th position. The top 2 do not bring it in here. And get Angelo up here in the Hey Angelo, Adam in the V-Speed booth, you got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Well, man, it's been quite a battle up there, a brawl amongst those top 3 or 4 all race long. Good clean racing though. What's it been like for you?
Well, I gotta say one thing, I do enjoy racing at this track, but with this next-gen car, the draft, just like some of the other tracks we've been to this season, the draft is really, really strong. So me, the 36 and the 88, we pretty much, I wouldn't say we were just tandeming together, but we just made sure not to race each other too hard, and we were just able to get away from that second pack.
Yeah, it was 5 cars, and then it was 4, and then it was just you 3 who had broken away. And you tried a little something with the strategy there. You tried undercutting those guys, and it worked for a lap or 2, but what was the difference there in tires?
I definitely think the grip was a factor. So undercutting, it did have its benefits, but luckily I was still able to stay just closing up behind them to keep the draft with them. I definitely would do it again, just different circumstances, but was kind of hoping for a green flag run and kind of hope we get it after we restart.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too. It's been a good racing up there. Fun watching you battle for it. I know you're looking for the first career win, so good race for you so far here tonight. Good luck the rest of the way.
Got it. Thank you.
Gonna roll off from the 6th position as the top 2 did stay out, so Jeremiah Vincent is your race leader. Jay Brendel gonna roll off from 2nd position. We'll see how he does. Too old the tires on those race cars, so should be okay in terms of grip level. I know the fall off has not been that significant. Somewhere in the half a second, 3/4 of a second over the course of that whole run. We'll talk with TJ after we get another opportunity. Pace guard's gonna lead him off at turn number 3, waiting for that green flag to fly. There it is. They go off and away nice and early there for Jeremiah Vincent. He'll get a good jump over the rest of the field, but Mayato have a good run down into turn number 1, closing in. Is he going to be able to pull alongside? He'll have pressure from Reggie Ortega from behind. He will challenge to the inside here, and could not be much of a battle. Is the 34, a little contact there with the 81, and he is trying to hang on to it. And he does, but man, look at them scatter around as Cody Atkins with problems there. Also taking those 2 tires. Alan Dice up here with 2 tires as well, and he is struggling through the tunnel turn. Big slide, and he is up in the wall. Into Cosman, into Cody Atkins, and around, I think he is going. And there it is, yellow flag again. Cosman involved, Alan Dice across the racetrack. He's going to collect the 77 of Kevin McGarvey. Sailor Tarot Magic 15. And Nick corrected his statement to 34. Oh, that was a big hit for Alan Dice. Let's see how this all started, though. 34 machine of TJ Brendel on the restart. He goes down in the corner. Car goes up the racetrack. You can see the 9 struggling. He gets loose. Cody Atkins right there behind him. Oh, he makes a little contact with Seth Hatchell, so good job there by Hatchell to keep going in the right direction. And Allen right here in front of Cosman. Down in the corner and loses the back end. And just cannot save it right there in front of the 48. And back down across the racetrack and nowhere for McGarvey to go. Cody Atkins got a piece of that. On board with this Evan here. Helmet cam. Trying to shoot the gap, and the gap no longer existed, so Cosman involved in this one too. I don't think he really had any opportunity to miss this. And you can see just all happening around him as he had slowed down. That's good news for Lyle Sulfridge, who should get the lucky dog on this set of pit stops here. Brings it in. If might be a good opportunity for drivers farther back. You see Kenny Bishop and Cosman bringing it in here. Alan Dice, of course. Alice Sullivan going to pit and get some more of that damage fixed. Heavy damage on the right side of that race car. But that did not end well for those guys who took 2 tires. That is for sure. That's there's only 7 or 8 laps on the left sides. Cars having to back up there. Set of pit stops. And there goes Mr. Stolfridge to get his lap back. That'll give us 20 on the lead lap out of the 28 that started this race. Still have 24 in the race. Looks like Cody Adkins has pulled it behind the wall. Dennis still heavy damage on, or Dennis just 3 laps down. Not too sure what's up with him. Not too damage, if any. Cars off the lead lap right now are Kyle McGarvey, Dallas Sullivan, Kevin McGarvey, Hill. How about Dennis Faircloth? Even get his name to show up because he joined the session. Get him in here. Faircloth, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Hey man, from the pits to running up here in the top 15, clean race car. How's it feeling for you?
Well, it was clean until I was distracted and just drove into the wall going into 3 about 10 laps ago. But I got it fixed. It was only about 12 seconds of damage. But I thought it was a big brain move. About 10 seconds left of gridding, I exited and was like, I'm just going to miss the big wreck off the tunnel turn. And that never happened for 30 laps. So, yep. It was kind of lonely. I forgot how many cars were in the race. I only saw about 4 the whole time I was driving. So nice to know they exist. We might get a top 10 out of this.
Yeah, man, you've had a really good season so far. You're up there, I believe, inside the top 10 in the points. Did a good job so far here. But you know, what have you noticed anything different about the next gens around this place?
It's still boring when you're by yourself. That doesn't change. The car, at least mine, the way I'm running my offset and my steering gear or whatever, I feel like I'm loose on entry in the tunnel turn, but everywhere else I feel fine. Downshifting into 4th as soon as I get on the brakes in the 1 and into 3, but that's about it. So it feels looser because you got to drive it more, obviously, different than the 550 package from last year. So I like it. I was just getting worried, like we needed a caution. I almost was that caution a few times.
Yeah, I wasn't sure we were going to get one at all, but we did right around that halfway point, and you've got your opportunity to move forward here. So good luck the rest of the way, man.
All right, feel free to drag me in the booth whenever if you're bored, man.
All right, will do. Dennis has volunteered to be the subject of live interviews, like in-race interviews, and we haven't taken him up on that yet. Not in this series. It's pretty spread out here in this second half of the race. We may just do that. But how about this up at the front? Eric Hutton cycled back to 8th, the driver who led a lot of this race, and now it's Keith Mayato, Reggie Ortega, and others as green flag back in the air from Pocono. Forget Jeremiah Vincent on those old tires. He's going to be right in the way of the 88. And they are now 3 wide down the backstretch here. Hatchell in the middle. There goes Baffert to the bottom. Big blinking moment there for the 8 machine as Mayato is going to lead him down in the corner. They settle it out now 2 wide. And we had a car very sideways. I think that may have been Dennis Steele. And TJ Brendel still struggling just a bit. Still has not brought it in. At the front of the field, it is still Keith Mayato leading us down into turn number 1 again. Zach Carr has now moved to the 2nd position. Mayato has been looking for that race win so far here for the first 7 races of the season, has not had good luck, but more recently has gotten back on the horse and really good finishes here the last few weeks. And looking for another one here tonight, leading the way as that car big wiggle behind him. Here comes AJ Stravato. AJ starting from the rear, now up here on the podium for the moment. That Hatchell works to the 4th position. Reggie Ortega and Eric Hutton side by side racing for 5th. So Hutton has made up a couple spots here on this restart, and he is going to have some help from the 60 behind him. The little draft right there. Reggie trying to pull him back. A little side draft down towards turn number 1. They're still side by side for the 5th position. Now Hutton able to clear. He'll take that spot away. Jeremy Stanley in behind Reggie Ortega, who's got a big slide. Saves it, though. Good save right there for Reggie. He may lose another spot there. Ben Baffert now looks to the inside into turn number 2. But Baffert going to back out of it. And big sideways moment there for Dennis Faircloth. Pretty cool to see guys sliding around and wrangling these race cars. And it's continuing to march forward here, racing with Ryan Gemmel, who's not had best performance this season, but trying to recover. Has got the damage cleaned up a bit on that car. They are still stuck side by side down the straightaway. And a little contact right there. What just happened? Oh my goodness, they just came together there. Don't really know. That's a weird thing, but Gemmel's going to lose some spots from it. And here comes Eric Lambert, going to try and capitalize. Up into 14th for the moment. And big moment, TJ Brendel in front of him, sliding on the apron. Good save from him. West side farther up, Ben Baffert, Reggie Ortega fighting for 7th position. Comes Angelo Ronas trying to make his way back forward. Colorado leading the way still. It seems so hard to pass the leader here tonight unless they make a mistake. Colorado's been pretty much flawless as long as he has been out in front here. Bravado trying to close in. Now about 3.5 car lengths behind. That car up here, once again contending for a race win. These have been the 3 winningest drivers here in the last 2 seasons. Auto Bravado ends that car, but the guy who's won the championship in those 2 seasons right here behind them, he has 2 wins already this season. Getting a big shove from Eric Hutton. I think they're trying to work together. Down in turn 1, that's a few more miles an hour there if you can get tandem drafting like that. Starting to get a little bit strung out side by side. Jeremy Stanley and Reggie Ortega through the tunnel turn. Stanley's going to take that away. And there's a driver who has some very good performances this season. Take a look at where he's at in the points. Finds himself 15th, 1 top 5. But Jeremy have some really fast race cars out here this season. Has not been able to get the finishes. Here battling in the top 10. This would be a second top 10 if he can get up here. Right now the top 10 have broken away over Jeremiah Vince. Rides in 11th. Dennis Faircloth now moving up to 12th. Cosman trying to charge back through. He's got a lot of damage, but up to 13th. And still somehow has this place figured out in that race car. Demo behind him. Gone back around Eric Lambert. Jimmy Emanuele right there as well. You beat Kyle McGarvey, first car 1 lap down in the mix with all of these. And TJ Brendel, he has been all over there in the tunnel turn the last few laps. Let Kenny Bishop on through. Trying to get a hang of it here. He has not been up pit road for quite some time, trying to save a set of tires most likely. And a A lot of these leaders have taken 2 of their 3 sets, so it could come down to maybe saved one. Jeremiah Vincent, one of those drivers who's only got it in once this race. Faded now 7.5 seconds back, lost that 11th to Dennis Faircloth. Top 3 breaking away. Seth Hatchell just not able to keep up as those 3 have gotten hooked up. Hutton and Baffert behind him, though. They could try and close in. They could work together here. 3 by 3, and then we got 4 cars farther back. Angelo Rodas leading this group. And battle for the lead. Mayato up high. Here comes Stravato challenging down low. Keith's going to try and hold him off up there on the top side. A little bit too much out of the corner, though. Able to keep it moving, and he is going to clear the 33 down the backstretch. That car right there waiting for something to happen, waiting for his opportunity. Those 3 behind them closing in once again. Oh, and close call for Stravato right there. Three of the top 4 have already found victory lane this season. Leader of this race has not gone to victory lane yet, and Mayato always a contender here in this series. Guys right behind him, though, also contenders week in and week out, and that's why they're up here once again. Eric Hutton able to clear Seth Hatchell. Ben Baffert's going to come with him. And now Mayato continuing to try and break that draft. He is able to do so, able to keep the lead down the backstretch here through the tunnel turn. 2 car lengths over AJ Stravato, who's come from the back of this field, and he has been on fire this season. 3 wins, points leader, always finds himself right up there, either first or second at the end of the regular season, and champion from season 2. To get back on that top step of the championship podium by the end of the season. He is going to try and challenge one more time down into turn 1, but Mayato seals it off. Not going to be able to make the move there for Stravato. Might have a good run here down the backstretch. Keith taking down to the inside. And here we go. AJ sends it down to the inside of the racetrack here. Up in front of them, it is Jeremiah Vincent, who has brought it down pit lane recently. Just 1 lap ago, actually, he took his 2nd set of tires. He is off sequence by a lot. You guys going to have to make at least 1 more stop. There's still a long ways to go in this race. 26 laps. That is quite a long ways. We might have another challenge down here into turn 1. Stravato, big run with the push from Zach Carr. He's going to draw even with him in the entry of turn 1. Not able to make anything happen there. And now maybe a little crossover action as Mayato went to the bottom side, and now he comes back to the top. Here goes Stravato to the inside, but Mayato just too good. Too strong down on entry. Got that defensive top lane. Now the battle for 3rd. Zach Carr and Eric Hutton. Hutton wants to get back to the lead of this thing and find victory lane once again. And they're going to snake to the bottom. Look at the run from Ben Baffert. He is just flying up there in the top lane. He'll move to 4th now, as we are nose to tail, the top 6 in this race. Then 3 seconds back to Chris Samard, who leads Jeremy Stanley, Reggie Ortega, Angelo Ronas. And it's 6 more seconds back to Dennis Faircloth. Really good racing up in front of this field all night long. We've had between 3 and 5 cars really the whole time. Now we've got 6 out here in Mayato trying to stretch it out a little bit. Now a quarter second up the road. The draft coming into effect. Look at the big push there. Nose to tail on the top side. They'll cut 2 car lengths out of it before they get to turn 1. What a shot that was. 6 cars right here, nose to tail. Otto just all by himself down low, able to break that draft to Stravato, but here comes the 27 of Zach Carr. Trying to help his teammate out, get him a little bit closer to battle for the race lead. He's probably thinking if those two get to battling, he might have a chance. Jeremiah Vincent far out in front of these guys. A couple tenths off their pace on fresh tires. Drafting help or anything like that. So this time around he's about a half second off of the leaders. Jeremiah could have some possible. Have a little right rear damage that shouldn't be affecting me. It looks loose though. Otto gets back up there to seal the top lane. Bravado, who's at car right there behind him. Ben Baffert, Eric Hutton, Seth Hatchell. Next group now starting to fight for position. There goes Jeremy Stanley to the inside of Chris Samard. That would for the 7th position. He's trying to close in there. Maybe wants to lead the train of race cars. Across the stripe, about a 10th off of the race leader's lap time, and still no change up here amongst the top 6. There's a off pit road there. That Ryan Gamble gonna go a lap down, take his final set of tires, I believe. 19th, first car, 1 lap down, just in front of the race leader, though still Jeremiah Mint on the tail end lap. Probably still a few more laps to get to that car. Stravato up the track a little bit right there. Could open up an opportunity, but no, Stravato not close enough. They're trying everything right now to close in on one another, and just nobody is able to make anything happen. They're settled in line here, single file, the top 6. Chris Samard's going to pull it in pit road. He's going to stop for the final time tonight. He'll have 20 laps to go. Gets back rolling here. Leaders try and respond to that. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference for these guys that Samard is in, but Samard trying to probably get up there and get a top 5. There goes the LDR teammates, the 33, the 27, and then Ben Baffert, the 23. Hard on the brakes there for a couple of those guys. We'll see any penalties. There, obviously, communication there. That was strategic in how Ben Baffert got out of the way for Zach Carr. Who else is bringing it in here? Reggie Ortega, Angelo Ronis inside the top 10. That will top 8 on the racetrack. Mayato still out in front. Eric Hutton takes second spot away for the moment over Seth Hatchell. Here to see if anybody takes 2 tires. Oh, Ronis with a 2-tire pit stop. Short stops for other guys. Could be 2 tires on those other drivers who just pit, but Seth Hatchell going to take over the race lead as Mayato leads Hutton and Jeremy Stanley onto pit road. an eye. Chris Samard in front of Reggie Ortega, Zach Carr, and Angelo Ronis. All those drivers short pit stops, 11-second stops. Otto and Hutton pull into their pit boxes. There goes Ben Bafford, who I believe had a penalty. Is just off and away. There goes Hutton. And he will win the battle off pit road over Keith Mayato. Not going to matter all that much because there goes Chris Samard and Reggie Ortega and Zach Carr. I'll have to see what the handling is like on these race cars if they can get it under control. They just saved 3 seconds on pit road with 2 tires. Now here comes Seth Hatchell. What is he going to do? Does he take 2 tires? Going to go with 4. Dennis Faircloth will take over the race lead. I mean, scoring is a little messed up right now. That fixed up here in a second. Dennis Faircloth, though, out in front. Good reset when we get back around to it. Oh, I know why, because he started from the pits, so not going to be accurate there. Seth Hatchell just rolling off pit road. There goes Chris Samard and the rest of the leaders. So Samard could have put himself in position to win. He's got to go a total of 20 laps here. He has a half second over Reggie Ortega. Synced up now with Zach Carr. Faircloth's still on the racetrack, not going to bring it in. He will lead a couple laps here. Emanuele still on track. Cosman still out there. Eric Lambert can't pick up. Lyle Solfridge, the top 6 have yet to pit. Chris Samard still out in front of Ortega, but the gap is a bit now. It's 0.4 of a second. But Chris getting a little pull here from the 70 machine in front of him. That is for position. That'll be for the 5th spot. Chris going to go right on by. That will affect the exit of the corner there for Zach Carr. He'll lose some momentum. Eric Hutton with the 4 fresh tires. He's closing in on those top 3. And it's Faircloth bringing in. He is not coming this time. Jimmy Emanuele going to stay out as well. Cosman's going to stay out. And Eric Lambert, they're all staying out. Hard goes by Kenny Bishop. I think Kenny could be out of fuel. I don't know what the call is here. He is losing a ton of time. Maybe he's trying to make it on fuel, or maybe he's got too much. At the moment, he is losing spots like crazy. Still has to make a stop here. Emmanuel riding in 2nd position for the moment. We got Bradley Wilson in chat saying that AJ Stravato is going to come back in this thing, but AJ right now in 10th position. Should cycle up about 6th after everyone pit stops. Faircloth continuing to ride it out up front here. I think he's on the strategy of get a yellow flag. I'm going to take my tires late as possible. Oh, he's still at that as well. Cosman. 3rd position. Have 21 cars left in the race, all on the lead lap. Everybody else has taken it behind the wall, including Dennis Steele, Alan Dice, Kevin McGarvey, Cody Adkins, Loveland, Zach Smith, Raquel. Guys, still not bringing. How about this battle for what would be 2nd position once those leaders bring it down? Eric Hutton takes it away from Reggie Ortega. The 4 tires paying dividends right now. He has about a half second to himself, and what will be the lead of this race. Out of the next one on 4 tires. Cars back behind him. Samard, I think, might be a sitting duck here. That 88 is flying right now. Last time by 0.2 faster. Oh, but he gets loose out of turn 1. Samard, who's searching for that elusive first career win in this league. There goes that car way up the racetrack. Kind of missed the corner there. That opens the door. Now Mayato will slide on through. All this going on 18.5 seconds behind Dennis Faircloth. Apologies for the scoring being a bit messed up here. See if we can get this back functioning. Doesn't look like it. Dennis joined the race late, so it kind of messes up a lot of stuff in our system here. But he is out there leading the way, and he is not 68 laps ahead. He's 2.5 seconds ahead of Timmy Emanuele. Cosman about 6.3 seconds back. Eric Lambert 7.8. Then this is 18 seconds behind Faircloth as they race into the tunnel turn. Eric Hutton is there. Got to find a way around. Almost catches the wall that time. Here comes Ortega, gonna give him a big shove down into turn 3. Mayato trying to figure out what his tactic is going to be, as here comes AJ Stravato. He works to the inside of Zach Carr. Zach, I think, might give him some room here. Bard's going to have to defend like crazy. Here is Hutton closing in, lap 69 up on the board. Down into turn number 1. Hutton trying to get right on by. Can't do it. And here comes Mayato. Samard's going to have a little bit of help. Almost catches the wall. And now Hutton, the odd man out. As Reggie Ortega had some issues there. And here comes Keith. Going to try and work down to the inside of his teammate in through the tunnel turn. Has to back out of it. So hard to make that pass right there as Hutton nearly catches the wall that time. And this is what will be the net lead of this race. Chris Samard doing everything he can. Maybe over pushed it that time. Here comes Mayato. He's got a huge run. Hutton is going to have an even bigger one behind him. They may be 3 wide down into the corner here. Mayato right there in the middle. Hutton is going to not make the move that time. This is crazy stuff. The 70 machine of Lyle Sulfridge just made a pit stop side by side now. Samard and Hutton. Mayato out in front. Dennis Faircloth leading the way still. Oh, and here he comes. He is going to bring it in the pit road this time. Timmy Emanuele will inherit the top spot. The caution is out. The 88, I believe. Eric Hutton. Caution is out. How does that affect Dennis Faircloth? What happened here? They were side by side. Oh no! So Eric Hutton racing it up with Chris Samard. You've got AJ Stravato, Reggie Ortega. You got a big run down towards the tunnel turn. Sent it down in there. Lost the back end of it. And then just up into Chris Samard. Oh, hard contact for Samard. And that's going to end both of their days. Samard really got slammed in the wall right there. Did anybody else get a piece of this? No, they all avoided it. But what looked like a promising run today for Chris Samard goes up in smoke right there, as well as Eric Hutton. Checkers or wreckers probably very frustrated with what was going on right there. But how about this? Timmy Emanuele stayed out here. He's got another set of tires. Big news for Ben Baffert too. He'll get the lucky dog. Cosman also stayed out. I think he may have an extra set. Eric Lambert also stayed on the racetrack. Dennis Faircloth, I'm not sure if he's to get a penalty for having pit right there under the yellow. bring it. Eric Lambert will bring it in. Mayato's going to stay out. Most of these guys, no extra sets of tires. Stafford right on by. He'll get that lucky dog. Who is going to win this thing tonight? Less than 10 laps to go from Pocono in the Sailor Tarot Magic 200. Put your vote for who you think is going to win tonight's race in the chat. We'll be right back after a quick break. Back at the racetrack now, getting things lined up to get a restart in here with less than 10 laps to go. Few drivers to note. Dennis Faircloth, he's starting in 7th on this, or 8th rather, on this restart. He has fresh tires on that race car. Tim Emanuele as well with fresh tires. Jeremiah Vincent, fresh tires. Cosman, fresh tires. Kenny Bishop, fresh tires. Eric Hutton brought it in. He's going to restart 6th. That car pretty much done for the day. Chris Samard has gone a lap down as well. I think maybe he is done for the day, sitting on roads still. But it'll be Keith Mayato and AJ Stravato out in front. We've already got some votes for AJ Stravato to win this race. He is 4th of the season. Mayato looking for his 1st. Those drivers there behind him. Jack Carl looking for his 3rd, and Reggie Ortega looking for his 1st career win. Can he get it done at Pocono? Green flag in the air. Off and away. Less than 10 to go from Pocono. And Stravato with the advantage into turn number 1. Mayato trying to get back underneath and trying to clear him, but they'll be side by side off the corner. Contact! Mayato saves it. And there's a car hard in the wall in the back of the field. Oh, man, what a hit there. That was Lyle Sulfridge. Big hit head on into the wall, and he goes into the wall again. But AJ Stravato to the lead. He always finds a way to get up here into the mix late at the end of these races. He hasn't led at all today. And now he finds the front of the field. How does he do this? Mayato took the inside lane there on that restart, and now AJ all by himself driving away as they race side by side behind him, 2 rows deep. Keep an eye out for Dennis Faircloth to try and make his way forward. Big block from Cosman on Jeremiah Vincent. Oh, Jeremiah, big slide. He's going to get tagged by Ben Bafford. He keeps it straight here. Lost all his track position, all his momentum, and the fresh tires out the window. As now we have the 3 LDR machines at the front. Here comes Angelo Ronas to make it 4 in a row. Seth Hatchell, Keith Mayato trying to close in and work together. Not quite enough there. They're a little too far back. But how about Zach Carr? Can he go for 2 in a row? At AJ Stravato, he's got 3 wins. Zach Carr has 2 wins. Hatchell with 2 wins. We're still looking for our 4th winner of the season. Here comes Mayato. He's going to make the move on Reggie Ortega. Reggie throws the block. Look at this big moves. Here goes Zach Carr alongside down into turn number 1. 5 laps to go. Carr is clear. Is he going to clear himself? He will. Just clears himself. Here comes Mayato, though, back into the battle. And Reggie Ortega, he'll pick the bottom side. This is like a plate track right now. You're picking who you want to partner with. Down through the tunnel turn, though. You can't really push through here. That car, big wiggle, trying to hang on to it. Oh, no, Mayato and Reggie Ortega. And Ortega goes around, and caution is going to fly. AJ Stravato, your race leader. Oh, man, disappointment and heartbreak for the 27 and the 36. It's been a season of up and downs for both of those drivers, and once again, racing for the lead falls into something here tonight at Pocono. Let's take a look at what happened at this through the tunnel turn here. So Zach just sends it down and loses the back end, trying to hang on to it, and then the 2 of Reggie Ortega gets into Mayato, and it, ultimately huge hit there for Reggie. Couldn't hang on to it. Just really nice job to keep it out of traffic there. Very selfless move, but he is going to pay the price for that. And Zach Carr trying to hang on to it, and big hits for both of these guys. Mayato probably losing the rear axle right there. They were all able to drive away, so that is disappointing for sure for those 2 drivers. As AJ Stravato going to be in the race lead here. And how about this? Jeremy Stanley in 3rd. Could he get his first win? Angelo Ronas could be in a good spot. Dennis Faircloth, much fresher tires. This could be his opportunity. How about Ryan Gemmel, who struggled all night long? I think he may even have a fresher set of tires on that race car. Timmy Emanuele's got fresh tires on that machine. That is so disappointing. Reggie Ortega right up there in the mix. Had really been the same story for Reggie, Zach, and Keith. They have all been involved in many accidents this season, while also having been battling up there for wins. We are going to get a overtime scenario here tonight. Who do you think is going to take it away? Oh, we want to get an onboard with Ben Bafford is what we're in here. Find this. Here we go. Going forward with Ben Bafford view. This is the Baff cam, I guess. Called it. Oh my goodness! Mayato sliding back up the racetrack. Didn't even catch that piece of it. And we are getting a request for an AJ Stravato interview. We are going to pull him into the booth. Let's get him up here. AJ Stravato, out in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, as always, you find yourself up here at the front in the last few laps of the race. You're going to have some hard challengers here behind you, really hungry for wins. What's the strategy on this potentially final restart?
Hopefully I can work with my teammate Angelo here and get a good restart like we had right there. I did not expect the outside line to go like that. Just kept the momentum and kept my foot in it. It's been a crazy few restarts, especially in turn 2. It's sideways, man. But 1 and 3 is a little bit of a different story. So just staying out front and hopefully I can get a good restart here and just maintain a gap. But there's a lot of hungry guys behind me who want to win. So I'm gonna have to battle Seth, Angelo, Jeremy, a couple quick guys over here that are looking for a win. So. Be interesting. Hopefully I can pull it off.
Yeah, we had a couple guys in chat cheering you on. Somebody said, well, you were running in 10th. They're like, AJ's going to make the comeback, just you watch. And, man, somehow you always find your way up here. You're right in the thick of it right at the end of these races. How do you keep doing that week in and week out?
Honestly, man, I don't know. I have some good teammates that were helping me out a little bit, kind of walking me through it a little bit and just kind of picking up on things as the race goes on. Luckily, we have a little bit of draft to help out, but definitely getting an EOL starting like pretty much last for myself this week. Didn't do myself any favors, but luckily we've had a strong run and we have a good car. I think we're bringing this 33 Waste Management Chevy and victory lane.
Yes, sir, and looking good out there. You're in a good position to do so, but good luck here on this restart, and we'll see if you can get another one.
Let's hope so.
All right. Base Travato, number 33 machine. All-time wins leader here in the league, and he is proving once again why he holds that title. So strong week in and week out, always finding his way. If there are late cautions, if he has not been the fastest car, he finds his way into position to win this race, and right now could very well be the best car up here in the top 5. But got some guys who have not won in a long time or have not won at all in this league up here in the top 5 as well. They're going to be pushing. They have 2 laps to do it. Maybe just enough time to get it done. Jay Stravato will lead them down to the start-finish line. It'll be Seth Hatchell alongside Jeremy Stanley, Angelo Ronas, Dennis Faircloth, and Ryan Gemmel. And here we go, green flag back in the air. Good restart for the 33 of Stravato. And it'll be side by side for second. And Jeremy Stanley took a peek down low. Here comes Dennis Faircloth, going to try and challenge. He's got a great run down to the inside. Jeremy Stanley did not get going on this restart, and he's going to get into Ben Bafford just a little bit right there. Meanwhile, at the front, Angelo Ronas to second. Here comes Hatchell pushing hard out of turn number 1. Not going to have a lot of time to make it happen. Hatchell peeking down low on Angelo Ronas. Angelo finished runner-up a few times in this league. He wants to get that win. He is loose out of the tunnel turn. That may be just enough cushion for AJ Stravato as they battle side by side for second. Hatchell trying to get there. Not going to be able to do it this time, I don't think. Going to have to work with the 22. And he is going to be alongside him, not going to have the opportunity to work with him, and that is going to lead to a white flag. AJ Stravato out in front now, a quarter second the advantage. Looking for another win in this league. Angelo Ronas trying to clear for second. Hatchell, big correction right there. How about Ryan Gemmel? He's up to 4th, battling with Dennis Faircloth. For the record here, AJ Stravato, he's got 12 more wins than the next guy, but he is going to have some pressure. Angelo down to the inside through the tunnel turn. He's going to put the door to him. Stravato hangs on. Here comes Hatchell. Into turn number 3, Seth Hatchell puts the bumper to him. And Ben Bafford's through to 3rd. Here comes Seth back on the throttle. He's going to charge. He's on the bumper. Nose to tail. It's going to be AJ Stravato. Win 24 for AJ, and he has got win 4 this season. What a finish there. Did not expect that. Angelo Ronas, he'll end up 6th after all of that. A really valiant effort through the Tribal 69 1,000ths over the number 8 machine, and AJ Stravato does it again. They threw everything at him right there, and man, somehow got it done. Oh my goodness, At a loss for words, really. Let's go back. We're gonna go back and take a look at that. That was quite the sequence of events right there. Angelo sends it down in the corner. Big contact right there, and that is incredible. Look at the driving out of the corner to save it. And then you've got Hatchell all over you. He catches the wall. That was the mistake right there from Seth Hatchell, and that gave enough room that he had to send it down into the corner. And I can't believe that thing stuck. Look at the run right there. He got right to the bumper. And AJ just out in front. He does it again right there at the stripe. And AJ Servato, your race winner here tonight from Pocono. What a finish. The Italian Stallion. Got Alec Martinez chat here. Say Italian Stallion does it again. The closer. That is definitely what AJ Servato has proven to be here in the league. And get him up here straight away to talk about that finish. Well, AJ, we'll bring you right back in here, man. Man, they threw everything at you there. Talk about those last two laps. That was incredible.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it again. Holy shit! I knew that was gonna be wild. Excuse my language, but yeah, I knew. I just got too big of a run on that restart. I was really trying to just gap and see, if I could maintain that, but I forgot on these short runs how big the draft is, and Angelo almost snookered me right there, man. I kind of pinched him a little bit right there, but man, that was a crazy. I had to make a crazy couple saves right there, last 20 laps, just to keep it from wrecking and winning. That was fun though, man. I wish the draft wasn't as crazy, but it honestly kept me in the race considering how far back I started. So I guess I can thank it and hate it for that, but that was crazy. That was a good win. I'll take that. That's definitely one of the hardest I've had to work to get up there and win. So props to all the guys I was racing around. Obviously, my teammates for making that a hell of a battle at the end. I really want Angelo to win one of these things, obviously, but I'm too competitive to let that happen. But I hope he wins one of these races soon because he's been up there so many times, man, and I want him to win. It's going to happen for him soon.
Yeah, I think it is as well. But, man, you just keep showing up each and every week, and now you're the points leader. You're going to extend the points lead with your 4th win of the season. And the all-time wins record, advantage there up to now 24 wins in this league. That's it's just a number that keeps growing and growing. And, man, what a performance tonight. Again, you start from the back. You up here, take the win, and 8 laps led. That was all it took tonight. But we go to Dover next week, and I think I've seen you run pretty well there too. How do you feel about going out there?
I love Dover, but I haven't driven a single lap in this car. But I feel like that's been the story for a lot of these tracks. You just pick up and learn. Hopefully we can do that. Maybe get a little bit of practice in during the week if I have some time, and hopefully approach it there with a loose car. Hopefully you have a loose car. But Dover's a fun track. It should be really interesting. But if it's anything like how it's been in the past, it'll be pretty difficult to pass. So hopefully you have multiple grooves working, and everything can be fun. But just want to also give a shout out to Dan Asher Designs, obviously all my teammates, Angelo, Reggie, the Vincents, Eric, and all the league sponsors, SP Designs, Below the Double Yellow, and their podcast, and yourself, Adam, for doing a hell of a job broadcast on all this. Wish Alec was up here, but I'm surprised he's not here with it being Pocono. But we put on a good show for the fans, and shout out to Pocono Raceway. Hopefully you saw that.
Yep, we had Alec in chat here. He was watching. Called you the closer, AJ the closer, Stravato, and man, you've proven to be that here so many times in this league, and another victory to your name. Anybody else you want to give a quick shout out to before we let you go?
I think I covered it. Pretty much everybody. Just obviously the guy who makes my car, Dan Asher Designs. He does a hell of a job, and I know he has a paint scheme coming up with Chase Briscoe and High Point. So definitely check out his work on Instagram and Twitter.
Awesome, man. Well, congrats again, and we'll see you next week at Dover.
Yes, sir.
That is a race winner, AJ Stravato. couldn't tell you how many times I've interviewed that man, but he somehow gets it done every week. We're going to go to second place now. So close to another victory for the reigning champion, Cole Hatchell. Hey, Seth, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Seth, you gave it everything you had there at the end. Man, that was quite a finish there, those 2 laps. You were third going into the trial, or to the tunnel turn there with, on the white flag lap, and you find yourself right on the bumper headed into turn 3. What was that like, those last couple laps?
Man, I don't even know. It was just pure adrenaline there at the end. This package is wild. The draft is insane. I don't think Indy cars I've driven have had this much draft. It's wild how much you get down the straightaways, and so I knew if I just kept the car clean and was, towards the top 5 or so towards the end, I'd have a shot. And sure enough, there was a decent bit of wrecking at the front. Found myself third. I really thought I had given it away there because I was underneath the 22 there, I believe, heading into one on the second to last lap, and he got loose, and then I saw him getting loose, so I got loose and came out behind him heading into turn 2, and I thought I threw it away, but then he got into AJ there on the last lap through 2, and then I was just trying to, I don't know, find a way to the outside of AJ into 3, because besides driving in straight into 3, I don't think I had a shot. The car was just so tight. So I sent AJ in there about as quick as I could, and then he was just able to pull down in front of me there off 3. But really happy with the second place. It was a wild night. I wasn't really sure where I was going to end up tonight.
Yeah, you start 4th. You lead 4 laps here tonight to another podium finish, and you're back-to-back champion here in this league, and you're continuing to be up there each and every week, and show that consistency we're so used to. Both you and AJ, I think, are averaging right around a 3rd place finish this season, and I think really the deficit is the one week that you missed. So you guys would be right there on top of each other in that points battle. Again, another great performance, and we go to Dover. I know that's one of your favorites and one of your best tracks, but how do you feel about going out there?
Yeah, I feel really good about that. Obviously, the competition in this league is crazy good, though, so I don't want to get too confident, but I'll definitely be putting in some practice there, trying to get the bottom of 3 and 4 working, what I always try and do. Really looking forward to that.
So we're looking forward to see if you can get back to victory lane for what would be the 3rd win of the season, but second place will do it for you here tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to thank you, Adam, for doing a great job with the broadcast. Got to thank Nick and all the admins for doing a great job with this league. Got to thank Keo for hopping on board the car tonight. Keep an eye out for them. It's a real cool product. Got to thank all the sponsors of the league for letting us do what we do, all the drivers, and my team V-Speed.
Awesome, Seth. Well, congrats on the second place finish here tonight. Really a fun battle there at the end for that finish. And great job, and catch you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Seth Hatchell, second place, and we are 3rd place. Sure, and it's going to be Ben Bafford. How about Ben Bafford finishing on the podium here tonight? Let's get him up in the booth. And Bafford, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got me.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, how about this, man? You're up on the podium here tonight in a car that is pure white, unsponsored, not even a number on that thing. But man, where did you were nowhere to be found for a lot of this race. You find your way up here onto the podium with really a pretty clean race car. Describe your race for us tonight.
Well, first off, I had to take the EOL and the drive-through on lap 1, and that set me back about, I don't know, half a lap behind the leaders. I drove up past a couple guys. Caution came out, got in a good spot up in the top 5, and then I sped on pit road and reviewed pit stops. And I got a lucky break with a caution, and I drove my way back up to the top 3, and it was absolutely ridiculous. I do want to apologize to Lyle and Jeremiah. I did get into them on my journey to the front, so, that's obviously my main concern. I don't want to piss off anybody, but that's about it.
Yeah, it was a pretty wild night, especially the closing laps there, and you find yourself sneaking through all the mayhem to get up here on the podium. We go to Dover next week. Very different track, but how do you feel about going out there?
Dover, I think it's going to be a bit of a tire save track, but the next gens, you never really know what's going to happen. Because 2 tires worked really well tonight for some reason. But, well, I guess we'll take everything we got at Dover next week.
Yeah, we'll see what you can do out there. And anybody you want to give a shout out to for 3rd place tonight?
place to give a shout out to Alec Martinez for not being here tonight. But other than that, that's about it.
Yeah, it's all right. I know he had some other stuff going on, but hopefully we see him in a little bit here with V Speed After Dark. But
Oh yeah.
good job here tonight, man. And we will catch you. We'll catch you in a little bit, but next week at Dover as well.
All right. Thank you.
Third place finisher Ben Bafford, but once again, AJ Stravato, your race winner here tonight. He is gonna take up the background image as we go through our full race results here in the Sailor Tarot Magic 200 from Pocono in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, presented by Sports. Tonight's finishers: 4 cautions, 15 lead changes. Very competitive at the front, and it is AJ Stravato with his 24th career league victory, 4th this season. Ben is on a roll, and the drivers right here behind him also on a roll. Seth Hatchell going to be closing in to the top 3 in the standings, and he has had quite the season so far. Ben Bafford finishes his first podium here in the league. Dennis Faircloth, a very good run to having started from the pits, comes home in 4th. Ryan Gemmel able to power through, finishes in 5th. Angelo Ronas, strong run tonight, finished 6th. Jeremy Stanley, good finish in 7th. Timmy Emanuele in 8th. Kenny Bishop in 9th. Jeremiah Vincent rounding out the top 10. 11th position was Eric Hutton. 12th, Eric Lambert. 13th, TJ Brendel. 14th, Keith Mayato. 15th, Reggie Ortega. 16th, Cosman. 17th was the 42. That is Kyle McGarvey. 18th, Dallas Sullivan. 19th, Zach Cart. And Chris Samard rounds out the top 20 drivers who ran extremely well, finishing outside the top 10 tonight after. Lyle Sulfridge, 21st, 22nd, Dennis Steele, 23rd, Alan Dice, 24th, Cody Adkins, 25th, Kevin McGarvey, 26th, James Loveland, 27th, Zach Smith, 28th, Jordan Brackel, and 29th, last in the field tonight, Kevin Cornelius in the. So big fields and big action here from the Tricky Triangle. We'll be back at Dover next week. We do want to thank you all for tuning in to tonight's race. Enjoyed the broadcast, please consider following right here on YouTube. Check out our social media as well to stay up to date with what we're doing. See all the links right up there on your screen. So we would appreciate following. Check out what we're doing over. We announce each race before we go live. We are going to be headed over to V Speed After Dark in just a few moments on our Twitch channel. You can see that link up there on the screen as well. We'd appreciate if you join us there. It's a fun racing series, nothing on the line at all, and we don't take ourselves too seriously in that one. So tune in over there on Twitch. We'll be back Thursday night with the BMW Car Club of America from Catalunya. You won't want to miss that one. That's already off to a great start that season. Hard battling in the first race. A lot of fun. We'll be back next Tuesday with the race at Dover in this series. So much, and have a great night.